Hi everyone, Nadine Wilkins here, and I am so excited to jump on. For those of you that are new to my channel, I'm a business consultant and entrepreneur and speaker, and I love to help people create success by starting a home-based business, and I love to help people build a lifestyle they love while keeping what's important to them a priority. So I am here today to share a special word with everyone. I want to share some advice for entrepreneurs, those of you that own home-based businesses, those of you that may be in a network marketing industry, for those of you that are new to entrepreneurship. I wanted to share a word that I think that I believe will make a huge difference for you. And that word has to do with mindset and the mindset that you come into business ownership with. So the first tip or first piece of advice I want to share with everyone is number one, when you make the decision to be an entrepreneur, you make the decision to start a home-based business, I want you to go into that decision with the mindset of, I am going to do this until. See, what happens when most people start a home-based business, whether you're in a network marketing industry, whether you're e-commerce, whether you have an e-commerce platform, most people go into it with the mindset of, you know what, I'll give this a try. And the reason why I really want everyone never to go into any type of business, never start a business with that mindset is, think about anything it is in your life that you've done where you've tried versus where you've committed. Like, I'll give you an example. Try being in a marriage, right? Like, try raising your kids. These are things that when you decided to do it, you made a commitment that you were going to do it until, right? You weren't just going to do it when things felt great. You made a commitment that you were going to do it for better or for worse, right? You were going to do it for the rest of your life. So you want to go into your journey as an entrepreneur the same exact way. People who try don't really achieve much. You want to commit that you are going to build your business until. So I wanted to share that message. Do not try. Do not go into anything with a try mentality. You want to go in with the mentality of, I am going to do this until, and I am 100% committed, because nothing works out. Even if you're just 99% committed, it wouldn't work. Think about it. Think about being in a marriage where you're 99% committed. Would that really fly? Or if your partner was 99% committed, it just really wouldn't fly with you. So you want to go in with the mindset of that you are going to commit. Number two, in order to make professional income, right? Doesn't it require professional skills? I think a lot of times people make decisions to start a home-based business and to get involved in a network and marketing industry. And unfortunately, when people approach it from a mindset or from a position of an amateur, unfortunately, it'll turn people off, number one. And number two, they'll never see the success that they really want to see. So how do you approach starting a home-based business? Or starting a network marketing business? How do you approach becoming an entrepreneur like a professional? The way you approach it like a professional is you make a commitment to invest in yourself and also to invest in training. Training is so important. See, when it comes to starting a business, even though I know how important and the benefits of starting a home-based business, I would never convince anyone that it was for them, because everything is not for everyone. However, I will, stress the importance of training, because I know training will be the difference of someone being successful versus not being successful. See, one thing I know is this. If you're in the real estate industry, you know that one, you have to pay for your license. Two, in order for you to get your license, there's a certain amount of training that you have to do in person and also online in order for you to get your license. Let's say you're an educator. There's a certain level of training. There are years of schooling that you have to go through, bachelor's degree, master's degree, before you are allowed to teach other people's children. Let's say you're in a medical field. There's 8 to 16 years of schooling, depending on the professional that you depending on the professional that you want to be, or what industry, whether you are a general practitioner versus, let's say, a neurosurgeon, right? There are years of training that you have to go through before you're allowed to work on a patient. Can you imagine being in a waiting room and you asking the doctor, well, how long, have you been in practice? They're like, oh yeah, well, today's day one. You're like, what? The only benefit that you have in that situation is that you know that they've gone through a level of training and development. So my second piece of advice, which is so important, is you want to invest in training. You want to invest in your development, because that is how you are going to catapult yourself and your business forward. Do not go into starting a business and thinking, okay, I start my business today and the millions of dollars are going to be rolling in just being the person who you are. No, that is not how it works. See, a lot of times people believe that when they see people and they're like, oh man, they were an overnight success. No, they were not an overnight success. By the time that you see that person who you consider an overnight success, they invested 5, 10, 15, 20 years into their training, development, into their skill, their commitment. See, they say it takes approximately 10,000 hours before you get to the point where you're beginning to master something, right? 10,000 hours is a lot of hours. So you want to invest in yourself, and you want to invest in training and development, because that is what's going to grow you and your business in upturns and in down economies. No matter what's going on, if you invest in the right training and development for yourself, you'll be able to survive in no matter what economy you're in. Okay. And the last piece of advice that I want to give to everyone, and I think it's so, how do I put this? It's so easy to start a business. Like, anybody can start a business, right? If you have the financial means, anyone can start a business. But the hardest part of starting any business is actually building it. Anyone today can say, I want to be in business. You can go online. You can look at different types of home-based businesses. You can decide to start an e-commerce business. Like, there's so many different businesses that you start. To start a business is easy. The hard part is committing to keep that business going and to thrive in that business a year later, 3 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, right? Especially when, there's so many ups and downs. See, the thing about business is the rules of life apply to business. There's no skipping any steps there. In life, you have ups and downs. In business, you are going to have ups and downs. And it's in those down times. See, when things are great, but it's what you decide to do when you're in those down times that make the biggest difference long term. See, if you want to position yourself to, one, be an entrepreneur, you want to position yourself to be your own boss, you want to position yourself to have no salary cap, that is going to come with sacrifice. See, one thing I know about the home-based business industry is most people, when they start their business, guess what? They're working full time. They have families. And what really pushes them forward with having all those things on their plate is, number one, their reason why. Like, they see that end result. They see what the lifestyle that they want to live. They see the impact that it's going to have, not just for them, but for the people around them. See, unfortunately, most times if, you ask any entrepreneur in their early stages, they'll really, some people will say, oh man, yeah, I'm doing it for the money. No, you're not. You ask anyone what their ultimate goal is what can the money do for you? And more importantly, what can the money do for the people that you care for? Or more importantly, what can the money do for the charities that you care about? Maybe you want to tithe more. Like, we all have a reason why. We all have a reason that when we get up in the morning, it's what drives us to do the things that we do every single day. So I wanted to jump on and just share a word of encouragement for, you may be a new entrepreneur, a new home-based business. You may have just started your home-based business and you're like, oh my God, Where do I start? Where you start is number one with mindset. You don't want to go in with a try mentality. You want to go in with a commit mentality. Number two, you want to invest in your training and development. You know, you're not going to be able to make professional income with amateur skills, so become a professional. And number three, it's easy to start a business. What's challenging is building the business. So make a commitment today that you will do what it takes, commit, invest in yourself, get a mentor, and build your business, not just for you, but for your family, your community, long term. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for jumping on. I love to connect with you. If you like the message, definitely like, share, leave a comment, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Take care and God bless.